Born Edson Arantes do Nascimento, but nicknamed Daiko by his parents, the man that football fans around the world would forever come to know as Pele grows up in the poor Brazilian village of Bauru, after Brazil's devastating loss in the 1950 World Cup final. A devastated 9-year-old young Daiko makes the bold and unlikely promise to his father that someday he will go on to win a World Cup for Brazil. Daiko grows up helping his father in his janitorial duties at the local clinic every day after school to help his family get by. One day Daiko joins his mother to work cleaning the house of a wealthy factory owner, and overhears their son Jose and his friends discussing a local youth football tournament and a famous professional scout that will be in attendance. When Daiko mispronounces the name of a locally known goalkeeper, Jose and his friends make fun of him, nicknaming him Pele, a name he initially loathes. Daiko convinces his friends to enter the tournament, where they do well and make it to the final game, only to face Jose and his friends. They lose the final, but only after a dramatic comeback to almost tie the game thanks to Daiko's showcase of incredible skill and embrace of Ginga, the joy and spirit of the Brazilian people. After the tournament, the professional scout makes Daiko an offer to try out for Santos FC, a professional soccer club. The Pele name follows him as he travels to Santos, Brazil, where he moves up through the youth squad to the reserve squad and eventually works his way up to the professional level team. His unorthodox Ginga style of play is of great concern to his coaches, but they can't argue with results as he leads the team to several victories. At age 16, Daiko gets a most unlikely call to join the Brazilian national team for the 1958 World Cup, where he learns that he'll have to compete for a starting position with a new hotshot player, none other than his childhood rival Jose. Competition for starting positions and style of play is intense, and Daiko injures his knee during a practice, with everyone fearing that he will have to be sidelined from the entire tournament, but it is too late to replace him, and he travels with the team to Sweden for the 1958 World Cup. Jose is chosen to start while Daiko undergoes treatment for his knee injury, and Brazil just barely progresses on from the elimination group stage. Just as Daiko is cleared to play, Jose suffers an injury, and Daiko replaces him in the starting team. Brazil barely makes it past the USSR and on to the semi-final with France. At halftime, with the game tied, Jose reveals to Daiko that he is in fact not injured, but that he took himself out of the game so that Daiko could play, having finally realized that the Brazilian team must be proud of who they are and embrace the Ginga style of play, reminding Daiko of the way he displayed a few years earlier at the youth tournament. Bolstered by Jose's support and inspired, Daiko scores 3 goals and leads Brazil past France and on to the World Cup final. In spite of overwhelming odds against them, Brazil rallies behind Daiko and the Ginga style, and beats home team favorite Sweden in a stunning upset, playing this unique and breathtaking style, for which football would forever become known as the beautiful game, and led by Daiko, now known as Pele. Brazil wins its first ever World Cup and becomes the first nation to ever win a World Cup while playing outside of its own continent. A legend is born. Share to Twitter.